Hotel Echo Lima Lima Oscar. It's good morning from Southeast London, England, from your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly DLG repping. Now, folks, you thought I was not going to do this video at all. Well, here I am. It's a sunny day at London, England, and it is Arsenal v Aston Villa. Yesterday, Manchester City went back to the top with a thumping 5-1 win over Luton Town. To be honest, I wasn't expecting less. But other than that, before I get into my formation, well, you already know what it is. The team that I will go with and the 9 substitutions. Show me love, joy, and respect by smashing the thumbs up like button for me, yeah? Make sure that you share this channel virally all over the globe, especially to your friends or your relatives, yeah? And if you're watching me for the first time, allow me to say welcome on board. It doesn't matter what country you're from, what race you are, religion, culture, etc. You're all welcome to this westernized channel, yeah? So make sure that you share this channel virally all over the globe, especially to your friends and your relatives, and tell them to share it amongst their friends and relatives, yeah? On top of that, yeah, make sure that you leave a message, your score prediction, um, prediction of a penalty, prediction of a red, yellow card. Leave it all in the comment section below where positive feedback belongs as DLG repping is concerned. So keep it nice, but for real, please just keep it respectful. And on top of that, yeah, make sure that you do subscribe to the channel. And speaking of which, shout out to yourself, Natalie. Thank you for the subscription. It really means it really means a lot to me, and I appreciate that you've noticed me and given me a sub. So thank you. So guys, get subscribing to the channel, yeah? And one more thing before I start with my team selection that I will go with. I will be at attendance at the Emirates Stadium. Whether I'll get in or not is another matter, but I will be attending the Arsenal Aston Villa game, which is a game that we know that we win. We go back to the top of the league for another week. Just shows you that the title race is hotting up. And in Liverpool, you expect them to smash Crystal Palace. I'll say that respectfully to Crystal Palace, the Eagles. You expect Liverpool to be too strong for them, if I'm being completely honest. Our game against Aston Villa last season, I think we won that game. I've forgotten the scoreline. But if you can remember the scoreline, leave it in the comment section below. But we were victorious that day. 2-1, that's it. I remember it. Douglas Luiz scoring from a corner. How cheeky was that? But Gabriel Martinelli, a minute later, getting the winning goal. And I was there, opposite the North Bank I was sitting. So that was a pleasant experience for me to see us get that win. And we were early pace setters at the top last season. And we played Villa this season. And I feel that if we can get out of the defence, we'll get some joy. What we do need is for William Saliba and Gabriel dos Santos Magalhaes to have a much better game, put in a better performance than they did against Bayern Munich. That's for sure. But hey, the games are coming thick and fast. We know we got Bayern Munich in 3 days' time. But today, we worry about Aston Villa, who are going for top 4 themselves after Tottenham Hotspur were destroyed by Newcastle United. Yes, I repeat, destroyed by Newcastle United. Expressions. Harry, what can you say to me? Because your boys took one hell of a beating yesterday. Same old Spurs, forever in Arsenal's shadow. Anyway, enough about them. Let's get into the starting 11 that I will go with. In goal, in a 4-3-3, David Raya. Now, for me, the last outing, not one of his best games. Definitely partly at fault for the first goal. He should never have come out of his area so far out into the midfield area. He takes some blaming for the first goal. However, in the league, He's kept a number of clean sheets, and I think he set himself a record, and long may that continue. David starts in goal. He knows he must perform better. The back four, right back, Benjamin White. Can't say I have a bad word to say about him from that last game. Can't say he was completely exposed. If anything, he was okay. He made a crucial tackle on Leroy Sane in the penalty area where he's dived in, slid in, and he's won the ball cleanly. What a magnificent challenge. As far as his overall performance was concerned, I won't say he was too bad, but he weren't the worst of the lot. Benjamin White starts. He's had a fabulous season at right back, and long may it continue. Right, the centre half pairing, William Saliba and Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães. William Saliba, for me, he has been terrific. He weren't making the mistakes. He was not making the mistakes or making reckless challenges like he did on Tuesday night. But that's going to be forgotten. He's got to focus on this game. Ollie Watkins will start, I can imagine, for Villa, and he'll cause them a different type of problem. But I feel and believe that he will do the best to keep him as quiet as possible. And then you got his partner in crime, Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães, physical defender, loves a challenge, puts himself about, aggressive in his defensive work, and those are the attributes I'm looking to see today from Gabriel. Should we come under any sort of pressure in the match? Left back, I think it's time for a change. I'm going to go with Tomiyasu to start this game at left back. Jakub Kivior, solid, a lot more solid than Zinchenko, but 1v1s, he seems to have an issue. And for me, I just don't feel Jakub Kivior is completely all right for this game. So I'm going to go with Tomiyasu. Yes, people criticise him for being injured, but every player gets injured for... He swore there. Every player gets injured for crying out loud. Tomiyasu starts. If he's fit, he starts at left back for me. I want to see him take on Leon Bailey. That'll be an interesting battle. Right, the midfield. Jorginho for me. If we're going to have some control in that midfield, Jorginho's passing is going to be key. And the way that he controls the midfield with his passing allows players like Rice or Emile Smith-Rowe or Odegaard to do their thing. He sits deep and controls the game from that midfield area. That's going to be crucial for me this afternoon. Us winning this game, should I say, against Villa. Declan Rice on the left-hand side to him, for me, our player of the season, playing without the club, without the captain's armband. This guy has been worth every penny. All right, the Bayern Munich game, which was his last game, obviously Arsenal's last game, it wasn't his best game for me. He was in 6s and 7s. However, in the Premier League, you'll find that Declan Rice will definitely rise to any challenge, and I'm sure he'll be critical of his own performances against Bayern Munich, and he will want to rectify that today. On the right-hand side to Jorginho, Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard should start this game for me. He was the only one, I think him and I think Benjamin White, the only two players that can take any credibility from that Bayern Munich game. He did turn up in the big game. He kind of turned up in the big game after all. But he's got to show me what he can do when he really wants to turn up in a big game away at Bayern Munich on Wednesday. But today, I feel that this is a game that he can make a big difference to us. And I'm going to start with him. The front three, Bukayo Saka starts for me. I would have thought about resting him, but I know Arteta doesn't trust Reiss Nelson to start this game from start to finish. And the fans have come to terms with it. I've come to terms with it that Reece Nelson's never going to start a game instead of Bukayo Saka. So for me, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka to start on the right wing. Yes, he got his goal, but he was terrible in that Bayern Munich game, and we need a lot more from our star man, not star boy, star man. Left wing forward, it's a difficult one here. I'm going to go with Leandro Trossard to start on the left. He's got a lot to offer us. If he can settle into the game as early as possible, then he can cause Villa all ends of problem. He's an old school fashion type of a winger. For me, he gets crucial goals and he assists as well. So I'm going to go with Leandro Trossard. Up top, Kai Havertz. There's no reason for me to drop him in this game. Bayern Munich at home weren't his best game for me, and I don't think many players did have a particularly good game against Bayern Munich. But one thing Kai Havertz does bring is he just bring a presence to the attacking area, especially playing as a number 9 or at false number 9. But he brings a presence that is needed, like a target man. You can go long to him, and the players know that they can trust him to battle aerially for balls. And if you can put a cross in, he will be a threat, a big threat. So that's Kai Havertz in my starting 11. So that's my starting 11 done. Let's get to my 9 substitutions. Obvious one is Aaron Ramsdale. He has to settle for a place on the bench. Obviously, right now, Raya would be my number 1, and he'd be Mikel Arteta's number 1. And I feel that the manager has got that decision spot on. Spot on. He can't complain with the clean sheets that he's kept. He brings with the thing with Ramsdale is of recently when he has had games for Arsenal, he seems to bring a bout of panic where Raya doesn't. So therefore, Ramsdale on the bench. Substitute number 2, Jakob Kivia. He's a centre off by trade. He has asked to fill in at left back, and he's done all right. I would possibly expect him to start, but it wouldn't surprise me if Tomiyasu starts. So I'm going to have Jakob Kivia on my bench. Substitute number 3. Oh dear, this is a difficult one here. This is why we need another centre half, because we're not strong there. We're not strong in that centre back position. Oh, Alexander Zinchenko. Yes, an inverted left back at best, but not the best defensively, especially 1v1s. I don't have any reason to trust him in that area, but I do trust him in the midfield area where he can pull the strings. So that's Zinchenko at left back, well, on the bench from left back. Substitute number 4, Thomas Partey. I feel that maybe this game is not ideal for him to start, but the next game could be the one on Wednesday where we're going to need a stronger midfield, the strongest midfield possible. And I would look at Thomas Partey to start against Bayern Munich. But that being said, I feel that the midfield trio that's done well for us and helped us top the league will be the midfield trio that I'll go with. So Thomas Partey plays on the bench. Substitute number 4. Who could that be? Mohamed El Neni. I like the guy as a professional. He doesn't moan. Obviously, he'll be shipped out of the door in the summer. If he's not the first one, he'll be one of the first to go. And that's a shame because he is a good pro. He'll come off from the bench and likely to recycle the ball as best he can. So for me, it's Mohamed El Neni on the bench. Substitute number 6, Gabriel Martinelli. He's unlucky not to start this game for me. Maybe he will start in the eyes of Arteta, but in my eyes, I'm going to go with Leandro Trossard. I think he's been pushing for a start all this season, and on top of that, this season, Martinelli, he's not going to rectify the 15, 16 goals he got last season. And I don't see how he's going to do that. Don't see how that's going to change. Gabriel Martinelli on the bench. Substitute number 7, Emil Smith-Rowe. He's on my bench for particular reasons, for the fact that he can come on and make an impact, and that's what it might boil down to. Substitute number 8, Emil Smith-Rowe. I mean, the last 2 games he's had for Arsenal, he's been lively, been good on the ball, and he's starting to get back to his old self, and that's a positive for me, positive plus for me, and well done to Emil Smith-Rowe. Substitute number 9, Gabriel Jesus. I just don't feel that Eddie Nketiah brings anything to the table when he's asked to come on, so my substitution is all complete. So, ladies and gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, it's a pleasure to do this video with you guys. A pleasure to do a match day review, a preview with you guys. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, I thank you for listening, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching. Saving the best to last. I thank you so much for putting up with me. Do look after your friends, do look after your families, do look after yourselves, especially if you're going out on a trip or you are making your way to the Emirates at this time of the day. Make sure you look after yourselves and enjoy the game. More peace, more love, more blessings again. And on top of that, yeah, as your host, your guy himself, DLG Repping, we're going to chat again, yeah? Do remember that. And on top of that, yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of that for me, yeah? And one more thing, just one more thing. Please, just be nice. And I do mean be nice.